Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into quite a story. It's a case from Egypt, 1957, drawn from the archives of this really famous radio show, Aghreb El-Qadaya.
That's the strangest cases. And this one definitely fits the bill. It starts quite starkly, actually, in a small village called Kafra. A body is found in a field, a git, they'd call it, early morning.
And the mystery isn't just whodunit. The real challenge right from the start was this total shutdown from the villagers.
Exactly. A wall of silence. Our mission here is to unpack how the investigators managed to break through that. Because it wasn't just about finding the killer. It was about understanding why an entire community seemed determined to pretend this woman never existed.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The source material shows it wasn't just, a couple of people being quiet.
No, it was immediate.
Yeah.
Widespread. Witnesses find the body, they tell the mayor, the Amda, but as soon as police start asking questions...
Uniform response. Don't know her. Not from Kafra.
Right. Total denial. But the thing is, the evidence immediately contradicted that.
The medical examiner's report.
Yeah, it was clear. A single blow, sharp object, penetrated the chest. This was violent, personal. Yet the village line holds. She's an outsider. And they kept saying the matter was, not easy.
Not easy. That sounds like code, doesn't it? Like they knew something but didn't want the hassle.
Precisely. You have to understand the village context sometimes. An official investigation means police everywhere. Questions, disruption, maybe even involving, respected families. It can seem easier, safer to just push it away, define her as other.
A kind of communal self-preservation, maybe? Protecting themselves from the process, not necessarily the killer?
That's a really good way to put it. And the investigators sensed this. Searching the fields for, like, a footprint or a weapon wasn't going to be enough. They needed to find a crack in that social wall.
Which they eventually do, but not through formal questioning, right? It was
Yeah.
more subtle.
Much more subtle. It came down to basic police work, just listening. An officer's in the market, overhearing chatter, and he catches this little kid asking her mom, completely innocently, where does she go? Referring to the victim.
Wow. Just like that. A child's question cuts through everything.
It's the first real sign someone did know her. The officer, smartly, follows up, tracks down the mother and child. And who is she? The wife of Haj Abdelwahed.
And that's when the story shifts again, isn't it? The moment the police connect the victim, even indirectly, to this specific family.
Absolutely. Because the lies start immediately. The wife gets very evasive, says her husband, the Haj, is away in Cairo Master visiting their son, the engineer, the Bashmahandis.
And she insists they only have the two children, the son and the little one.
Adamantly, flat out denies having any older daughter. It's like she's trying to erase someone from the family history right there on the spot.
But the police don't just accept that. They go check the official records.
They do. The birth registers, the Sijalat Walid, and, well, you can guess what they found.
There was an older daughter listed.
There was. So they confront the Hajj with this. He's brought in, and finally the truth comes out, or at least part of it. He breaks down. Admits, yes, they had a daughter, Saidia, but she went missing.
Missing? For how long?
15 years. She disappeared when she was only 3 years old.
15 years. That's an incredible weight of grief to carry. He must have been devastated.
He told them he searched everywhere, spent everything, and eventually just resigned himself. Left his compensation to God, was the phrase he used. His wife obviously knew, which explains her panic when the police showed up asking questions.
So this family is living with this old, deep trauma, this unresolved loss.
Exactly, and that vulnerability, that 15-year-old open wound, is precisely what the actual criminal preyed upon.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. How did this old grief lead to the woman in the field? The Hajj went to Cairo.
Right, partly to see his son, the engineer, but also, it seems, seeking comfort. He was visiting shrines, Sayyida Zainab, Sayyida Nafisa, praying, weeping near these holy places. He was, as you said, emotionally raw.
And someone noticed.
Someone named Mercy. He approaches the Hajj, offers sympathy, and then tells this elaborate story. Says his own niece was lost for a year, then miraculously found thanks to some insightful man. A classic setup.
Planting the seed of hope. The psychic or miracle worker angle.
Precisely. He gets the Hajj completely hooked, convinces him to bring an item of Saidia's childhood clothing, for a connection.
A personal effect. Standard con artist stuff.
Right. And then, 2 days later, Mercy produces a woman. Her name's Fatia. And he tells the Hajj, this is her. This is Saidia. Found.
And the Hajj, desperate after 15 years, he just believes it.
It seems so. The source paints him as so overwhelmed by grief, so desperate for this miracle, he couldn't see clearly. But Fathia wasn't Sadia, of course.
Who was she really?
The police tracked it down later. She was actually a maid. A doorman named Amay Mujahed confirmed he'd placed her in a job in Cairo, apartment 12. But she'd run away. Her employer had even reported her missing.
So Mercy found this runaway maid, Fatia, probably desperate herself, and used her in his scam.
Exactly. An opportunistic predator finding someone vulnerable to exploit another vulnerable person. So Fatia, posing as Sadia, lives with the Abdel Wahed family for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. They must have been overjoyed, thinking their daughter was back.
Treated her incredibly kindly, apparently. Bought her clothes, welcomed her fully. But the illusion couldn't last.
The engineer's son comes home.
Yes, the Bachmahandis arrives from Cairo, and unlike his grief-stricken father, he looks at Fatia with logic.
And he sees it immediately.
Instantly. He says essentially, "Father, wait a minute. Sadia disappeared 15 years ago when she was 3. She'd be 18 now. This woman. She's clearly around 30.
The dates just don't work. It's impossible.
Completely. The son confronts his father, asks why he didn't check her story, why he didn't involve the police, verify anything. The pressure mounts.
They're Fatia.
She disappears. Vanishes the very same day the son raises these questions.
Ah, okay. So that's the connection. When the body is found later in the field near Kafra, the Hajj knows who it likely is.
He must have suspected immediately. He knows he's been massively scammed. He took in an imposter, a runaway, and now she's dead nearby.
And the neighbors. The village.
According to the source, they basically told him, look, stay out of it. Keep quiet. Avoid trouble. They weren't protecting a killer, not initially. They were trying to shield the Hajj, a respected elder, from the huge shame the Ibe of revealing he'd been conned so badly that he'd brought this stranger into his home.
So the community silence wasn't about the murder itself, but about protecting the Hajj's reputation from the embarrassment of the scam.
Precisely. That need to preserve honor inadvertently created cover for the actual killer, Mercy. The silence was built on the Hajj's vulnerability, not Mercy's crime.
Which brings us back to Mercy. The police track him down eventually.
They do. He confesses. His motive was depressingly simple. Money. He saw the Hajj weeping, saw an easy mark. He said he wanted to play a game to take a few coins, needed cash for marriage, expenses.
And Fatia was just a pawn in this.
Initially, yes. He told her the plan was to stay a few days, gain their trust, steal whatever gold or money they could find, and then bolt.
But something changed.
Something changed in Fatia. This is maybe the most tragic part. She refused to steal from the Abdel Wahed family.
Refused.
Why? She told Mercy they were kind and respectable. They treated her well, genuinely welcomed her, bought her things. It seems those 2 weeks of kindness, maybe the first real acceptance she'd felt in a long time, triggered something. A moral line she wouldn't cross.
Wow. So the family's genuine kindness actually backfired on Mercy's plan.
Completely. But her honesty sealed her fate. Mercy couldn't accept losing his prize. He chased after her when she fled the Hodges' house after the son's confrontation. He tried to force her to go back, continue the scam.
And she wouldn't.
She refused.
Yeah.
And then she threatened him, said she'd expose the whole thing, tell the Hodge the truth.
And that's when he killed her.
That's what he confessed. His desperation flipped into violence. Without realizing it, he claimed, I plunged the knife into her chest. That he dumped her body in the field and ran.
Without realizing it. Still trying to deflect blame, even in confession.
Typical. He blamed her for confronting him, for ruining his plan. But the act was his.
It's just such a devastating sequence. The village, trying to hide the shame of the scam, ends up hiding a murder victim. A victim who, ironically, was killed for trying to protect the very family the village was shielding.
It's a terrible irony. The investigators cracked it by seeing the silence wasn't about the murder, but about the earlier emotional fraud. The body was just the final tragic result of Mercy exploiting the Hodges' profound, long-held grief.
And Mercy almost got away with it because that grief and the fear of social shame surrounding it created this perfect smokescreen.
Exactly. The case wasn't solved with fingerprints or fibers. It was solved by understanding the deep cultural currents, the fear of shame, the power of grief.
It really highlights the convergence of three potent forces, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You have the parents enduring grief, making him vulnerable. You have the criminal exploiting that specific vulnerability. And then you have the desperate woman, Fathia, caught in the middle, who makes a moral choice and pays the ultimate price.
Looking back at this case from the strangest cases, it really poses a difficult question for all of us, even today. It shows just how easily our deepest vulnerabilities, especially grief, can be targeted and weaponized.
Yeah. When you're hurting, when you're searching desperately for solace, maybe even for a miracle like the Hajj was.
How do you know who's offering genuine comfort and who's just seeing an opportunity? How do you draw that line between hope and manipulation? Fatia found kindness, chose integrity, and it cost her everything. It really makes you think.